My father died at an early age, prematurely, in my opinion. You know, it's interesting. I go for a physical every year just to have a baseline, just to track where everything is going, and it's all good. It's all good. And every year I go in there and they have you fill out a questionnaire before they'll take you in, even though I just filled one out a year ago, and they say, tell me your family history. And I just roll my eyes because family history, mother, family history, father, and they've got all, and I just have to check all of them for my father because he had everything. He had asthma, he had cancer, he had heart trouble, quadruple bypass, he had diabetes, prostate, I mean, everything. And then I always put a note I attribute to lifestyle because I think it was my father's lifestyle. So a doctor will say, well, now you are susceptible to these things. And I understand where they're coming from, but this is where epigenetics comes in. Only if I do nothing, I may have my father's blueprint. I may have it at one time in my life, but it doesn't mean that I have it now or that those things are going to happen to me, but that's what a doctor. So I'm in my mid-60s and they say, well, you know, you should think about these medications, even though there's nothing wrong with me. They say preventative medication. So they don't know me very well, but it's interesting. He died young. And I remember after he had his first quadruple bypass, I went to see him in the hospital, and this was would have been 1970s. And the first thing he asked me for, he opened his eyes and he said, have you got a cigarette? And I said, first of all, Dad, you're in an oxygenated environment. You can't smoke in here. I said, second, your cigarettes are probably a lot of the reason why you're where you are right now. And he said something to me that was so powerful and so difficult. He said, I'm going to live my life the way I want to live my life. And he said, when something breaks, they're going to fix it. And when they can no longer fix it, I'm gone. And that was his philosophy. And although it was not my philosophy, I knew that I had two choices. If I were going to have any kind of relationship with my father, I didn't want to fight with him and argue with him about everything till the last day, his last day on earth. So I had to accept his philosophy for his own life and love him in the presence of that philosophy. It was very difficult because he killed himself.